on Mondays. Remember, every Monday we will have basketball practice with Coach Steve. Hey, Coach, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I went and cleaned out my closet this weekend, which I'm sure many people have done, and I found my high school, uh, my high school track like warm up. I thought it was mine, and then I put it on and realized it's like I have like the things like folded up, and I was like, oh, this might be my brother's actually, but we
Okay.
do the same high school basketball team. So yeah, I thought I'd maybe wear it today and little nostalgic feelings, you know.
What high school
So
was it?
I'm from Fort McMurray,
Oh, okay.
so yeah, a high school there.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. What are we going to be working on today?
Okay. So today, we'll review the pivots that we did, and we'll talk about catching the ball on a hop, where we catch it on 2 feet instead of going a forward pivot or a reverse pivot. We're going to talk about catching it and getting both of our feet set at the exact same time, so that from there we can pick which foot we want to have be our pivot foot.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So we'll review the pivots quickly.
Sounds good.
We'll talk about our hop. We'll do our ball handling stuff. It seems like every Monday we have not so good weather, but
No. And it's
one of these Mondays we'll have a nice day.
One of these, I know. It's just like right there too, because I feel like it's always gloomy. It's not like raining really bad, and it's not super sunny. It's like gloomy.
Yep.
So, but that's okay. That's okay. Soon we'll be outside.
Right. Okay, so to get going first, we'll do the same stuff that we've been doing before. We'll get our hands going, so we're just going to get some quick fingertip work with our hands hanging straight down. If we don't do some things during the session, it would still be good to revisit some stuff that we've done at other sessions. This is something that even if we don't get to it every time we do practice on Mondays, even though we probably should, this is still good to do. All right? Good way to start. Get our fingertips warmed up. Get our hands moving on the ball. So let's have the basketball straight out from our chest. Arms straight. There we go. And we'll get it up over our head if we have the ceiling to do it. All right, so now we're going to go up and down. We're just going to have our fingertips going. We're going to have the ball traveling up over our head and down by our waist. Trying to stay in control. Good. All right, so we'll go with a couple quick ball wraps around our waist. We'll get 25 going this way starting now. One.
Dang, it's been a while.
That's all right. And we'll get ready to switch. We'll go the other way now. Good. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We're going to do 10 around our waist.
Okay.
And then we're going to go in front of us like this for 10 seconds. And then we're going to go around the other way and then come back here for 10 seconds, okay?
Okay.
So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more the other way. And back in front. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. So real quick, we'll get down by our feet. We're going to do a figure 8, except we're going to do it on the floor.
Okay.
So we want to work our way up to where we can do it as a bounce around our legs. But what we're going to do is we're just going to roll the basketball around 1 foot on the ground. Let me make sure I can get this on the video. So our feet are nice and wide apart.
Yeah.
We're going to roll it around through the middle, and then the other hand's going to take it. And we're going to roll it around the foot.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go. So this is just going to be like an intro to when we start to do figure eights with our bounce. So we're just rolling it around our fingertips. If this is too easy, then add a bounce to it, which would look like this. We're bouncing it. We're going to bounce, pass it through. Bounce, pass it through. Bounce, pass it through. So from here, we're just going to start rolling it. As we start to feel more comfortable, try and speed it up. Basketball has to stay on our fingertips in order to move it.
Yeah. Can't just push it through your legs.
Yep. So let's get 5 more around each leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good.
Okay.
All right. Now, we'll keep our legs like this apart.
Okay.
We're just going to shift them a little bit, and we're just going to go back and forth between our legs. So our legs are nice and wide, and we're just going to push the basketball between. So like we worked on a couple weeks ago, trying to push it in the middle so it's not hitting our leg. Right in between that sweet spot to bounce in between the legs. There we go. Good. Those of us that we can speed this up, try and go a little bit faster. Try not to destroy your kids' toys. All right, and let's switch to the other side. So we'll just rotate. We'll keep our legs wide. And we'll start to try and work up to going a little bit quicker. So finding that sweet spot in between the leg, where we can push it through and have it meet the hand on the other side. There you go. Good. All right, we'll bring it back to the front. We're just going to go crossovers to the front, back and forth. Same type of thing. If this feels too simple for those of us out there, we can start to speed it up, passing it from one hand to the other, following it through from one hand to the other. For those of us, we're working on making sure we stay in control. If we lose it, like we talked about next week, grab it and hop back in. It's good to take a risk and step outside our comfort zone. All right, let's see if we can try something. And then we'll move on to reviewing our pivots.
Okay.
Here's what we'll do. We're going to try and go 1, 2 in front, and then put it between our legs and bring it back to the front. So 1, 2 between our legs. 1, 2 between our legs. 1, 2 between our legs.
Okay.
All right. If we lose it, we'll keep going. So let's get the rhythm of it first. 1, 2 in front, between our legs. 1, 2 in front, between our legs. So we're switching hands after going between our legs every time. 1, 2 crossovers, left to right. 1, 2 crossovers, right to left. So feet apart so the ball can go through, finding that sweet spot that we've talked about. And as we get the rhythm of it, we can start to speed it up. Good. If we feel comfortable enough, let's try and have our eyes up while we do it. If we make a mistake, like we've talked about, hopping back in, pushing outside of what we're comfortable doing is never a bad thing. If we have time every day, even just dribbling for 5 to 10 minutes is going to give us huge results and huge improvement. It doesn't have to be crazy fancy stuff. It just has to be working on comfortable controlling the basketball in a few different key ways. Controlling it in front, controlling it between our legs, maybe even controlling it behind our back. It doesn't have to be a ton of stuff, especially when we're just beginning and just learning. So let's see if we can get 5. So 1, 2 is 1, 1, 2 is 1. So going both directions through our legs equals 1. We're going to get 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, that's 1. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. All right. Pretty good.
It's not bad. I find, I don't know if it's just my left hand that's so weak or I'm not pushing the ball hard enough because I feel like my bounce isn't good enough. Like I get it. I feel like I get it in the sweet spot, but the bounce is so low that I'm like,
you're having to reach for it. And that's where the big thing that comes into is like we've talked about earlier on, and we'll revisit it, is when we just get used to doing this. Of getting a good, strong push when we're bouncing. We're starting to be able to understand how we can do a good, strong push when we do the other dribbles too, and how we just get more comfortable and confident with strength in the dribble at all times.
Yeah, I think I just got to do like my left hand. It's just my left hand because I feel good on the right side. The bounce feels good, and then on the left side it's just like weak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just takes time, and I think I mean we're so used to doing it with our right, and the left one usually. Yeah. There's more work to do. And if we screw up once or twice, it's never that exciting to keep doing it and feeling like you're not getting it right. So it's easier to switch over to the right. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I know everybody feels that at some point where it's like, oh man, this is really tough. Yeah. Let me just go back over to this hand where I know I can get it done. And totally. Yeah, that's just the biggest thing.
Is there any
going through it?
Okay. Is there anything that I could do if my left arm is weak? Is there anything that I can really do to help push that ball more? Like, I don't know, engaging more of my shoulder, or I don't know.
Or I think what we have to do is we have to, I think get a good push from our shoulder. It's not just in the wrist, because if it's just in the wrist, that's when we are going to get weak. We got to get used to, instead of not slamming and winding up, but getting a good hard push that begins here. Okay? When we start to dribble, this is all involved. When someone says that with dribbling, it's like, oh, it's just only in your fingertips. Okay, well, if it's only in my fingertips, then this is my dribble. Right. There's no strength. So I have to get used to being able to push the basketball with my whole arm while also not having my weight and my arm going all over the place.
Okay. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
You bet. Okay, so we'll quickly review our pivots.
Okay.
And we're going to add one quickly today. So our feet, what we've talked about is our forward pivot. So if we talk about our left foot turning towards our target, all right, when we pivot, we're going to catch it. Left foot goes down, right foot comes back around, and we sit once we've made that turn. Okay, so like we talked, I think we did it 2 weeks ago, and then last week we did the reverse pivot. So when the basketball's coming at us, our feet have to be moving so that once we've secured the ball, we're set into our triple threat position and we're facing our target. Okay, so we'll just do a couple ones real quickly. Our forward pivot, 1, 2, and sit. Catch, 1, 2, and sit. Spin, catch, 1, 2, and sit. Last two, 1, 2, and sit. And here we are, last one. 1, 2, and sit. Okay, we'll switch it the other direction. We got our right foot leading.
Yeah.
We're gonna spin it. Right foot goes down, left foot comes around, and we sit on our turn. Okay, so once we've made that turn, first foot, right foot in this case, left foot comes back around, and we sit when that left foot gets around and we're facing our target.
Okay.
Okay?
Awesome.
So here we go. Forward pivot, 1, 2, and we sit. For those of us at home that know what we're doing, then speed it up. Catch, 1, 2, and get down into it quickly. If it's too boring, tough. So, catch, face, and sit.
Awesome.
Catch, face, and sit. So we'll do our reverse pivot.
Okay.
We'll lead with our right foot. So we're going to spin it. Right foot's going to be the first to get it, and we're going to create our space by bringing our left foot back, getting away from the defender. Okay? So reverse pivoting. Right foot, left foot comes back, same thing. When our second foot, our left foot comes back, that's when we sit. Right, and sit. Right foot, and we sit back. Good. Let's do 2 more. Right foot, and sit back. Last one. Right, and we sit back. All right, so we got our left foot now. We'll lead with our reverse pivot. We catch it, left foot plants, right foot comes back, and we sit down. Left foot plants, right foot comes back, we sit on the turn. Left, right, and we sit.
Awesome.
Left, right, and we sit. Last two.
Okay.
Left foot, right foot, and we sit. Left foot, right foot, and we sit. So same thing like we talked about last week. If we have a chair, there's no way I can sit in this thing proper, but left foot goes back, right foot comes back too. Now this is where I should be able to sit into my chair. Okay? So our hips got to drop and go back once those 2 feet are around.
Okay. Awesome.
What we're going to work on today, it'll be really, really simple. I think it's something we talked about in our very, very first one. Is just catching it on 2 feet. So if we get a catch and I haven't picked left foot, right foot, or I haven't picked right foot, left, or I haven't done a reverse pivot, I can catch it with 2 feet at the same time. So I can catch it in a hop like this.
Okay.
Okay? So all we're going to do is we're going to spin it, and we're going to do a 2 foot jump stop, 2 foot hop, bring the ball in like we're ready to face our target. Spin it, 2 feet at the same time.
Okay.
So just like this. If we take the basketball out of it, all we're doing is this.
Okay. Awesome. Sweet. Do you mind moving your camera a little bit up so we can see your face, just so we can see you chatting?
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So for here, we'll spin it, catch, and 2 feet. Nice and on balance, feet are wide, so that we're ready to either shoot, pass, or dribble. Spin it, 2 feet, sitting back once those 2 feet hit the ground.
Okay.
All right. So spin.
Yeah.
All right, let's do 2 more.
Okay.
All right, and last one. Catch. 2 foot jump. All right, now, here's what we'll do for a little challenge.
Okay.
We're going to do our 2 feet. here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pretend like we're shooting. We're going to shot fake. So once we're in our stance, we're going to show the ball like we're pretending to shoot, showing it, and then we're going to take a hard dribble to the right, and we're going to come back to the start. 2 feet again, show it, faking, a hard dribble to the left, and then we're going to come back. Okay?
Okay.
Now, when we take our dribble, like we've worked on when we're standing still, just fake it and really pound that ball into the ground and bring it back to our shooting pocket. Okay? All right, so we're going to do 10. 5 to the right, 5 to the left. We'll alternate each time. Ready? And go. Lift. So shot fake, sitting down, pull out. Shot fake, push, and sit down. Good. Shot fake, push, and sit back down. Shot fake, push, and sit back down.
Okay.
Shot fake, push. Last 2. Boom, and push. Shot fake, and push.
Awesome.
All right. Good.
Sweet. Okay, I have a question. This might be, I don't know. But when I know we're not really talking about our dribbling, but just the drive, does it matter what foot goes first?
It does, depending on what foot or what pivot we've done when we catch the ball. So when we do 2 feet, we can pick now, because we can pick. I show my feet.
Yeah.
If I come to 2 feet, now I can lead with my left, or I can lead with my right, because I've come to 2 feet, and now it's my choice, because one's got to stay down and one can lift and go. If I put my left foot down first and my right foot comes down second, then my right foot is the foot that I have to lead with first. I can't plant and go 1, 2, and then pick my left foot up.
Okay.
Foot that goes down first, if I do a 1, 2, the first foot has to stay down. The second foot is the one that can move.
Okay. Sounds good. So then, does it matter, like if I'm dribbling with my left hand?
Yeah.
You naturally, if I'm dribbling with my left hand, my right foot would go first. Naturally?
Yeah, especially from a standstill. It's really, unless you have a live dribble and you are able to lean into it with your left foot leading, the odds are you're going to do some sort of cross step, because that's the natural movement. And also, too, that's not a travel. In basketball, if we put our left foot down and our right foot is second, and we pick our left foot up first when we drive, that's going to be a travel. That's a really easy rule in basketball.
Yeah. Okay.
That's when they get you on really quick.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. And how good are refs at noticing if you're jumping on 2 feet or 1 foot? You know what I mean? Because there were some hops that I was doing, and I was doing the hops, but because my right foot leads, because I'm a little more dominant,
Sure.
I noticed that my right foot would touch the ground first, and I'm like, ooh, would the ref catch that? You know? It's like it's very, very subtle, but I notice it because I'm watching myself do it.
For sure. I think when you get used to doing it, and then you see it done in a way that already the feet got mixed up, or there was someone was going a little bit faster than they were used to going.
Yeah.
The second you see it, you know it. The second you see it is when someone gets a little excited and that foot picks up first and it's not supposed to. Everyone in the gym goes, "Oh, travel," and they're just waiting for the whistle.
For the
It's
call.
yeah, that's always one I think that almost everybody looks forward to, is because they know for sure. It's like, I do know that one. It's not a matter of interpretation.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Cool. That was awesome. I like that hop because then it just gives you a little bit more freedom to go left or right, really.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are we gonna go into our burnout
Yeah.
now? Yeah, cool. Well, then let's quickly chat because we are, like we talked about last week, we're introducing some mental health topics to our practices, and why not pick the brain of someone like you who's been, in a lot of competitions, a lot of good competitions. But today our topic is identifying strengths. And the reason why we picked that is because I think a lot of players and athletes focus way too much on what they're not good at versus trying to identify what their strengths are. Did you ever find that useful for you? Is that something that you did as an athlete growing up and to this day?
Very much so. I think part of being a good athlete is understanding and having the humility to understand what you have to work at and what you have to improve at. The players that struggle are the ones that don't acknowledge their weaknesses and don't acknowledge that it's going to take time and effort and planning and toughness to figure out how to maybe turn those weaknesses into strengths, or at least have those weaknesses become something that are useful for them in their game. Growing up, I was very insecure about the weaknesses in my game. I wasn't a very strong ball handler when I was in my teens. I was slow-footed in certain ways. I wasn't a high jumper, and this was also during an era where athletic was defined as run fast, jump high. It was oftentimes you were written off because you weren't maybe passing the eye test, and that was something when I was a teenager that had a pretty big effect on my confidence. What helped me was when coaches started to not be forceful with me, but start to give me things and resources to say, hey, if these are areas you need to work at, then here's how you can work at them. And the best way that you can work at it is do it properly and understand that you're not going to be good at it right away. So that it's going to take a while for you to start to feel like you're getting comfortable with it. And also, too, when you start to see results with it, it's going to take a while for your feet to move faster, for you to dribble the ball with more confidence. But I think in order for anyone to truly improve, you have to always remember what your strengths are, because that's where the confidence has to come from. And then, two, you have to always be able to acknowledge what your weaknesses are and take that as the challenge of, can I make these strengths? Can I have these be things that all of a sudden in a month, in 6 months, in a year, people who thought I couldn't do this or didn't think I was capable of doing it, all of a sudden see like, wow, he or she is able to do it. And the only way that happens is through hard work and a belief that you're going to get better.
Totally. I like the point that you said that we should definitely look at our strengths because that's where our confidence is going to come from, right? And if we don't have a little bit of confidence in ourselves, it's going to be so difficult to just improve those weaknesses because we're not going to have the confidence to pull us through when times get really tough, when these challenges get really tough. That's awesome. So, and there's another part too where there's all athletes and all players are have their different strengths. So if you're a point guard or if you're a post player, the strengths are not going to be the same, right? And the weaknesses are not going to be the same. So just being able to identify, hey, I'm a really good ball handler, or I'm really good at shooting threes. This is my jam, right? Then you can build on that and you can still help your team and your teammates go forward because you're still contributing to the team. And then you have that confidence to work on the other stuff, right?
I think for anyone playing, the best thing to remember is no player was ever a finished product early in their life. This is a constant journey or process of always looking to improve. I mean, for me, I'm 37 and I still work on things that I worked on when I was 15. I don't have as steep a curve with a couple of those things as I used to, but I still need to work on them, one, so I can make sure that they remain strengths, once you do something and you do it very well, that doesn't mean you're all of a sudden a master of it and you can just kind of push it to the side. It takes maintenance and it takes time. And then the second part of that would be is when we draw confidence from these areas of our game and what we do is, one, it always has to come from knowing that you gave your best effort and you put in the time and effort to improve it. If you're not improving in certain areas, but you haven't been working on them, it's really difficult to look at that and say like, well, I deserve to be better at it. You don't. You have to do it like everybody else and put in the sweat and put in the hours. And if you do that, then it's going to improve. And through that, I think you have to always remember, I saw something at one point when I was through my career that made a lot of sense, is we always are worried about what we're not good at. And we want to make sure that we're putting in the time and we're putting in the effort and all those things. But one thing that I always really liked of, instead of thinking about how far you have to go, remember how far you've already came.
Yes.
And that's important to remember too. When you are making these improvements of, I want to be a great shooter. That's a long journey, but we have to remember those little bits along the way that we can pat ourselves on the back for and say, I'm not there yet, but I am getting there. And if I keep doing this, I am going to get there. So when I have these milestones, slap myself on the back and say, this was great.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going.
That's awesome. I love that. Let's end it on that good note. And now I'm ready to I'm pumped up. Now I'm like for this burnout to do the best one I've done so far.
Sounds good. So here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
All right. We're going to get down into our stance since this is what we've been doing. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little ladder up and we're going to do a ladder down. So we're going to go 1 dribble, 1, 2, 2 dribbles, 1, 2, 3 dribbles, 1, 2, 4 dribbles, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, and then we're coming back down. Once we get back down, we got to do 50 dribbles as hard as we can right here. And then we're switching over to our left hand and doing the exact same thing, finishing with 50 dribbles.
Okay, sorry, you said 50, 5, 0?
5, 0. 5, 0.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so we're going up to 5, and then it's 4 dribbles, boom, boom, 3 dribbles, cross, 2, 1, 50, switch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 50, and we're done.
Okay.
All right? Stay in your stance while we do this, trying to keep our chest up. All right? Ready, and go. All the way to the end here, Yanni. Here we go. Atta girl. Keep it going. Keep it going. Excellent.
That was wild.
Good one.
That was wild.
I screwed up. I did up to 5, and then I did my 50 and switch. I didn't come back down, so I screwed up.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? There's no way. I'm trying so hard.
Yeah, I screwed up on that one. Badly.
That was awesome. But I can hear you bouncing it, and I'm like trying to like match your rhythm, and I'm like, nope. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Steve, for another great session. I hope everyone at home had fun. I hope you're still practicing. Definitely go outside, learn what we did here today. Memorize it, I guess. Practice it at home, and then go outside and try to do it. So
absolutely.
Thank you everyone for joining us, and then we will see you next week.
Bye guys.
See you guys.
Have a good week.